Well, good morning, YouTube. Today it is 8 o'clock and I'm getting a late start. We're going to be driving to Lake Kerr, aka Bugs Island, for the BFL. And, I just found out last night that there is a Bassmaster Open going on right now that'll be taking place Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which sucks because there's going to be 250 anglers that are going to be zipping around that lake. And I don't want to be in their way, and I also just want to be able to fish the way I want to fish and where I want to fish. So it is going to create some congestion, and it's not going to be what I want it to be. But we're going to make the best of it. Hopefully, we have a good time. Kerr is usually a good time. So the one regrettable thing is a lot of the areas that I would like to fish are just probably going to be stomped because the tournament itself is going out of Clarksville, and I was planning on fishing up there quite a bit. So I think I'm going to have to fish on the southern end of the lake and just kind of do a layup. So here we go, guys. Long drive ahead. We made it, guys. We are at Lake Kerr, up near Clarksville. We actually launched at J.C. Cooper Campground. It is about noon on Wednesday. Now, the Bassmaster Open is supposed to be going on, and I was dreading actually to drive up here and actually considered not coming because I just didn't want to come and practice and be around all that hoopla. But I came anyway, and I'm thankful. I'm not seeing any boats here down south, which tells me one of two things. Either the wind is keeping them from this area, or, the fish are up north. Now, I am going to go look up there, obviously, for retreads. There's going to be, 250 boats bringing in 5 fish limits for the next 3 days. So there's going to be a lot of fish up in Clarksville. It's not going to be a bad place to check out. But for now, I am going to be fun fishing, and hopefully we can get some in the boat. Let's give it a go. Figure we'll start off the day with a little swim jig action. It's pretty windy. Might want to switch to a spinnerbait at some point, but kind of in a protected cove. Seems like the water's moving out of this area, but we're going to navigate our way to the backs, which is where I think a lot of these fish are going to be set up. Shad spawn's definitely something I'm looking for. I will likely start looking for that. Seriously. I will likely start looking for that tomorrow. That day is definitely not the day. Tomorrow's supposed to be a lot less windy, so my feeling is tomorrow's the day to look for the shad spawn. I'll probably run to the dam, poke around up there for a little bit. All right, so we just ran through this cove. I didn't see any fish back here. I didn't have any bites. I did see some gar. Doesn't mean that the fish are not in the back of the cuts. But with this cold front, it kind of makes me think that maybe I should be checking some points. I do feel like I'm going to find some spawning fish while I'm here. Water temperature is a lot lower than I thought. So still could end up being a sight fishing tournament, and we got to keep that in mind. There are not a lot of boats running around down here, which tells me a lot of those pro anglers are north. Now, I've had great success up in Gunpowder and up near the Clarksville area, so it may be where we end up fishing towards the start of the tournament, but we will see. Right now, we're going to keep poking around here, and hopefully we'll land on something. Number one. Finally, y'all. Jeez, oh, peas. Finesse fishing. Who knew? Post spawner, 2 pounds. Pound and a half. I don't care. I caught a damn fish. This guy all day in the tournament. Woo. It's a nice one. Ourselves another one. I mean, typical Kerr fish. It's a little bit like Norman. You got to go through a lot of small ones to get a big one. Well, as luck would have it, I'm having GoPro issues today. Been catching a few fish on a spinnerbait I've been working on. Right now I'm calling it the rotisserie chicken. But I just caught one, he's skinny. And I've caught a few off camera. I didn't realize the GoPro wasn't running, also on this same spinnerbait. So it's been a little slow, but we are kind of figuring stuff out. They definitely are up in the brush, but not really in the very, very back. So we're gonna keep plugging along. Well, guys, day one of practice is over. Definitely had a lot of bites. Caught everything today, either on a spinnerbait or a drop shot. Now the Bassmaster Open's going on. I was down in Nutbush Creek all day. I saw very few boats, maybe a handful that were in the event, but not many overall. Now, I don't know if that was because of the wind we had today. People didn't want to run down south and beat up their equipment, or if the northern part of the lake is just fishing that much better. Based on what I encountered, I would say it's probably the latter. I did not catch many fish over 2.5 pounds, and the bites were less frequent than I've experienced here in the past. So maybe it was the day, but I have a feeling it just, this area might not be fishing as well as Clarksville area and up the river. So it is remarkably cold this morning, considering it's May. According to reports, most of these fish have spawned. Has me thinking that I need to be looking for a shad spawn. I just ran across a rocky riprap bank and I didn't see any activity, but this cold weather could set it back a few days or hours even. But we're gonna keep our eye out. today my objective is just to cover as much water as possible and just kind of figure things out. And to stay warm, because I really did not dress for it. I only brought flip-flops. Kind of a rookie move, but we're gonna rock them regardless of the temperatures. There's seems to be a few guys from the opens that are kind of making their way down here. Surprises me because I would definitely have stayed north. But with 250 anglers, I'm sure they're all trying to find their own water. Oh, that was, yeah, it's still one. Little guy, but hey. All right, we're on the board. On the board. He's chunky. He doesn't look like he's spawned yet. That's a good sign. Maybe we're better off down here. Things move a little slower down in Nutbush, so. I mean, I'm sure there's areas where they have spawned here, but that fish was not busted up at all. This alone. That was helpful. All right, guys, it's Friday, and my plan was to go up to Clarksburg and check out some of the fishing up there, but I kind of changed my mind in the middle of the night. Basically, I decided, you know what, there's fish everywhere, and we should kind of stick near Nutbush, but maybe check the main lake a little bit. So that's what we're doing. I've driven all the way up here to Virginia to launch, so we are close to the dam. And yeah, we're gonna check out some main lake stuff and poke around in some areas that I have not fished before. And we're just gonna have fun and go fishing rather than make that 30-mile run or be torn between Nutbush and up there. It's never good if I'm torn between two areas in separate locations, because I'll run them both and basically waste my time on the big motor rather than the trolling motor. So I don't know what this ramp's called, I forget, but we're basically just north of Nutbush. And again, I'm gonna go look for the shad spawn, and hopefully we stumble upon something. If we don't, we don't. And at the very least, I got to see a different section of the lake. So guys, what I'm doing right now is just checking some points, marking some brush and other structure that's in that, what I feel like, usable range for bass. And then I'm gonna go back and kind of poke around a little bit and fish it. The water is definitely more clear where we are now, so I don't love that, but if the fish are here, I would love that. So it does appear that there is, bass in these areas, so it's just a matter of getting them to bite. Now, it's 9 o'clock. Shad spawn's probably over, but it doesn't mean that the bass aren't still excited. So hopefully we can get one of these little boogers to bite. So we've run a bunch of rock. A lot of the points up here, the obvious places where you might see shad spawning, had multiple boats on them, which tells me they're spawning. So we've been kind of hitting some secondary areas up here, but just to keep it honest, because we haven't had any bite, I've decided just to kind of run a similar pattern to what we had encountered earlier yesterday. Oh God, I got smoked, y'all. Just to see what happened. And well, that fish just answered our question. Peeing. Well, he ain't big, but caught a little guy on a baton. I don't know if that's a gum tree or what that is, but seem to want to be on the deepest part of it. So I don't know if that'll play, but start running a little bit more of that. It's been a really tough day, sobering for sure. Regretting my decision not to run north, but at this point it is too late. But so we got to kind of live with our decisions, and that's that. There's another 1 1/4 pound fish. We got the 8-pound limit in the bag, y'all. Woo! Not even. Hey, but more bites, more bites. All right, guys. As luck would have it, the GoPro has died. So I just hooked up my phone after I hooked up another fish on a wacky rig. It's not very big, but listen, I'm really happy to have it right now. And in the tournament, if I could get 5 like this, I would be stoked. So 1.5 pounds is my guess. I'm gonna weigh it just to see. I apologize for the phone view here. Hopefully you guys can see me. I mean, these are Lake Norman sized fish, guys. I'm definitely not on anything good. .65. So what I say, 1.5 pounds. If I get 8 pounds, it would match up with my practice. I'm so frustrated with this place. My wife is like totally holding down the fort right now while I'm coming out here to catch 1.5 pounders. And honestly, I wouldn't have spent the freaking money because I can do this all day on Lake Norman. Kerr has, up until now, been my favorite lake in North Carolina. Well, no, Sharon Harris and High Rock are higher, but it's a fun lake to fish. But let me tell you guys, it has not been fun, not even one iota this trip. So it has been an absolute grind. I've hated every minute of it, although I am thankful for the opportunity. And we're just gonna have to grind tomorrow because the fish just are not cooperating in their usual way. I'm sure somebody's gonna sack 30 pounds, you know, because there's always some jackass who figures out how to catch 5-6 pounders every single time. And I'm exaggerating, but there's always somebody who catches them really good. I'm not one of them. So if you're watching this and hoping to learn how to catch big fish, we're both disappointed. Well, guys, that finishes up the coverage of my tournament practice on Kerr Lake for the BFL. Obviously, we didn't get on any bigs, but stay tuned for the tournament coverage because we start to expand kind of on that pattern a little bit, and you know, things kind of go our way a little bit once we start grinding. So definitely appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Obviously, like and subscribe if you haven't done so, so that I can continue to grow the channel and hopefully make more videos like this one. So again, as always, guys, I appreciate you, and we'll see you out on the water.